know, Mother? I think it's colder in here than it is outside.
I was just going to say the same thing, Elijah.
Maybe we should open the door and let in some warm air.
Oh, you'd better not. The snow will blow all over the place. See if you can find some logs and we'll build a fire.
Yep, we got plenty of them. I had this whole thing ready to go anyways. Was gonna build a fire when I was up here last week. I'll have them blazing in a minute if I can find them darn matches. Yep. Here they are.
$11 o'clock.
Yep, that's where it is. 11 o'clock. That train's been in over 20 minutes already. I suppose it's a storm that delays him. Take more than a 10-minute walk up the mountain from the depot.
Well, maybe the train's late on account of the storm.
Nah, I heard it signal at Askewan Junction a half hour ago. That fellow will be here before we know it.
What's his name again?
Maggie, I think the telegram says.
Maggie?
Wait a minute, I'll make sure.
Give it to me. I want to read it myself. The whole thing's very mysterious to me. Oh, that is too small. My friend, William Hallowell Maggie, will arrive in Askewan Falls tonight on the 10:40. He will occupy Baldpate Inn, so be prepared to receive him there and turn the key over to him and do whatever you can to make him comfortable. He has important work to do and has chosen Baldpate Inn for his workshop. Ask no questions. Hal Bentley.
I can't understand it for the life of me.
Do you think I'd better fix up one of them rooms?
Oh, sure. You'll need a place to sleep. You better fix up that first room on the left. That's the one Mr. Bentley always takes whenever he comes.
And you'd better put another log onto the fire. He'll be chilled to the bone by the time he climbs that mountain. Do you think he'll find his way alone?
Oh, he'll find his way all right. The station agent will most likely direct him.
Occupying a summer hotel in the dead of winter. Oh, it beats all what some people will do.
It's pretty darn mysterious, all right. I'll be jiggered if I can figure it out. Yes, just a minute. Just a minute.
Why, the poor thing's half froze.
What's the matter, young fella? Are you cold?
Am I cold? Well, I feel pretty rocky, but I've got to laugh at that one.
Do you suppose it's him?
Well, how do I know?
Well, you ask him and find out.
So, you're Mr. Maggie, ain't you?
Right. What's left of me is still McGee. You expected me, of course.
Oh, yes, we got Mr. Bentley's telegram, all right. My name's Quimby.
So I surmised.
This lady is my wife, Mrs. Quimby.
I figured as much. Delighted, Mrs. Quimby.
Glad to meet you, Mr. Maggie.
McGee.
McGee. You stay there and get head up. We've been living in the mountains so long. We don't mind the cold as much as strangers do, but even we felt it tonight. Didn't we, Elijah?
That's right, Mother. This is an uncommon cold night.
So, this is Baldpate, is it? Well. Oh, you said you received Mr. Bentley's telegram saying I would be here?
Yes. It only came about an hour ago, so we didn't have much time to prepare.
Well, I didn't decide to come here until about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
We was scared most to death getting a telegram in the middle of the night.
I am very sorry to have taken you out on a night like this, but it was altogether necessary in order that I accomplish what I've set out to do. Let me see. The rooms above, they are equipped with fireplaces, I believe?
Yes, I'm just fixing up one of the rooms, and I'll start the fire for you. I should have it ready inside of 5 minutes. Go on, say
This would be too big a barn to work in. I will no doubt be more comfortable up there. Oh, please.
What is that?
Don't be alarmed, Mrs. Quimby. I think I can explain this thing. Mr. Bentley has probably just had the power turned on. He knows I have to have some real light for my kind of work. I suppose you're wondering what in the devil I'm doing here?
That's exactly what I was wondering, young fella.
Well, I'll tell you, although I'm not quite sure you will understand. Now, you are not, I take it, the sort of man to follow closely the light and frivolous literature of the day?
Has that?
You don't read the sort of books that are sold by the pound in the department stores?
Nope.
Well, I write those books.
The dickens you do.
Wild, thrilling tales for the tired businessman's tired wife. Shots in the dark, chases after fortunes, a Cupid busy with his arrows all over the place. Oh, it's good fun. I like to do it, and, well, there's money in it. Did you ever read The Scarlet Satchel?
Never.
Well, that's one of mine.
Oh, is it?
I've come here to Baldpate to think, to get away from melodrama if possible, to write a novel so fine and literary that Henry Cabot Lodge himself will come to me with tears in his eyes and beg me to join his bunch of self-made immortals. And I'm going to do all of this right here on this mountain, sitting on this inn, looking down on this little old world as Jove looked down from Olympus. What do you think of that?
Maybe it's all for the best.
Lately, I've been running short of material. I've needed inspiration. A title gave me that. The Lonesomest Spot on Earth, suggested by my very dear friend and your employer, Mr. Hal Bentley. What and where is the lonesomest spot on Earth? A summer resort in winter, said he. He told me of Baldpate. He dared me to come. I took the dare, and here I am.
You mean you're going to write a book?
That is just exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to novelize Baldpate. I've come here to get atmosphere.
Oh, Lord, you got plenty of that, all right. So, when are you going to start in?
Just as soon as I absorb my surroundings and make a few mental notes. You see, I do most of my work in the dead of night. I find I concentrate more readily from midnight on, but I must have absolute solitude. The crackle of the fire, the roar of the wind, and the ticking of my watch will alone bear me company here at Baldpate Inn. This all sounds very strange and weird to you, I suppose.
Has that?
My dear Mr. Quimby, I am here on a bet.
A bet?
Exactly. I have here an explanation of the agreement, in Mr. Bentley's handwriting. Do you care to read it for yourself, or would you rather I'd read it to you?
Well, to be honest with you, I can't figure out if you're a smart man or a damn fool.
Well, my dear sir, I've been stalled between those two opinions of myself for years. My publishers say I'm a smart man, but my critics call me a damn fool. However, that's neither here nor there. This will perhaps clear away the cloud of mystery to some extent. Perhaps Mrs. Quimby would be interested enough to hear this also. Will you call her, please?
Oh, sure. Mother! Oh, Mother!
Yes, I'm all through up here. I started the fire, so by the time you're in bed and you've gotten all comfortable, it should be warm enough for you. But you'd better go up and see if it's to your liking before we go.
It's all right, Mrs. Quimby. I will take your word for it that everything is all right.
Listen, Mother, Mr.
McGee
wants to read something to you.
I have just explained to your husband that I'm an author. I do popular novels, and I've come here to write a story. A story of Baldpate Mountain, laid in this very hotel, perhaps in this identical room. I am to complete this task within 24 hours, starting at midnight tonight.
You're going to write a book in 24 hours?
That is the wager that has been made between Mr. Bentley and myself. He claimed it couldn't be done, and I claimed it could. $5,000 worth of his sporting blood boiled, and he dug for his fountain pen and checkbook. I covered the bet, and we posted the checks at the 44th Street Club. He was to choose the godforsaken spot. He succeeded. Well, I ran to my apartments. I placed some manuscript paper, a dozen sandwiches, and my slippers in my suitcase, grabbed my faithful typewriting machine, just made the train, and, well, here you see me, ready to win or lose the wager, as the case may be.
What do you think of that, Mother?
Well, I never heard of such a thing.
Here is a copy of the agreement, in which you will notice your name is mentioned, Mr. Quimby. Listen. You are to leave New York City on the 4:55 for Asquewan Falls, arriving at 10:40, and go directly to Baldpate Inn, where you will be met by my caretaker, Mr. Elijah Quimby, who, after making you comfortable, will turn over to you the key to the inn, the only one in existence. Is that correct?
Well, it's the only key I know of.
There ain't no other key. I can swear to it.
Good. This will ensure you against interruption and give you the solitude necessary for concentration. You are to begin work at 12 o'clock Tuesday night and turn over to Mr. Elijah Quimby the completed manuscript of a 10,000-word story no later than 12 o'clock Wednesday night. Do you understand?
You're to turn it over to me?
Precisely.
What do you think of that, Mother?
Well, I never heard of such a thing.
Well, you know Bentley's handwriting. Read for yourself.
Did you hear that?
Please, don't be alarmed. I think I can explain this one, too. Mr. Bentley has probably just had the service renewed. He probably wants to find out if I've arrived. Excuse me, just a moment. Hello? Hello, Hal. Yes, right on time. Just about 20 minutes ago. Half frozen, thank you. Oh, yes, he is here. Also, Mrs. Quimby. Oh, no, we understand each other perfectly well, Hal. Oh, it is everything you said it was. The lonesomest spot on earth is right. Oh, you still feel that way about it, huh? Well, then the opinion's gonna cost you $5,000, old man. Oh, all right, yeah, we will see. Oh, you want to talk to him? Oh, sure. He'd like to talk to you, Mr. Quimby.
Is it Mr. Bentley?
Yes, here you are.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Bentley. Yes, sir, yes, sir. 12 o'clock tomorrow night. I understand, sir. Oh, fine, thank you, sir. We're both fine. Wait a minute, I'll ask. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, just give him my regards and tell him I'm spending his money already.
He says there's nothing else, sir. Yes, sir, I understand. Goodbye, sir. Mr. Bentley wants me to be here at 12 o'clock tomorrow night to talk to him on the telephone again.
Well, it is very sad news you will impart to him, Mr. Quimby. I am going to win this wager. You know, this whole thing wouldn't make a bad story in itself.
You know, to get familiar with the place, I could show you where the dining room is,
Oh,
and
please.
it leads into the kitchen.
Oh, where?
It's just those double doors right there. And that door to your left there, well, that goes down to the cellar.
I see. Have you the exact time, Mr. Quimby?
Mine says 11:30.
30 minutes to get my bearings and frame up a character or two for the start.
Oh, shall I take those up to your room for you?
Oh, no, you needn't bother.
Oh, it's no bother at all. I'm only happy to do anything for any friend of Mr. Bentley.
Now, you are quite sure I will not be disturbed with what I'm writing.
Well, no one knows you're up here except me and the missus. And we ain't gonna tell no one.
I have your word for that.
I never broke my word in my life. I guess that's why I'm a poor man. The only other time I know of people coming in here in the dead of winter was the time of the reform wave in Rutan. The reformers, they got after a bunch of crooked politicians, and they broke in here in the middle of the night and hid a lot of graft money in that safe over there.
You mean to tell me the reformers hid money in that safe?
No, the politicians. Reformers never have any money.
Splendid.
What are you laughing at?
Nothing. It's all right. Grafting politicians, reformers, hidden money. Well, that sounds like a bestseller.
Is there anything more we can do for you, Mr. McGee?
No, really. I'm sure I'll be quite fine. As long as I can. Well, you have forgotten something, Mr. Quimby.
Oh, forgot what?
The key.
Oh, Lord, yes, the key. And here it is.
And you are quite sure that is the only key to Baldpate in existence.
Yes, sir. I'm sure.
I can swear to it.
Good.
What are you going to do? Lock yourself in?
Precisely.
Well, I don't mind staying here and keeping watch for you if you want me to.
No, thanks. I much prefer to be alone.
Well, I'd much rather it be you than me. Lord, I should think that you'd be scared of the ghosts.
Mother, I've told you 20 times there ain't no such a thing.
Well, they've been seen here just the same.
Ghosts?
Oh, don't mind her, Mr. McGee. We think we know who the ghost is. There's an old fellow by the name of Peters. Lives up here in the mountains. He's a hermit.
A hermit?
Yes, he's one of them fellows that's been disappointed in love. His wife ran off with a traveling man. He come up here about 10 years ago. Lives in a little shack about 1.5 miles north of here. Calls it the Hermit's Cave. All the summer boarders buy picture postcards from him. We figure he's the fellow that's been frightening the people down the valley by waving a lantern from the mountainside with a white sheet wrapped around him.
But no one ever proved it was him.
Well, who else could it be? There ain't no such a thing as ghosts, is there, Mr. McGee?
Well, I should hope not. Ghosts and hermits, huh? Not bad at all.
Well, come along, Mother. I'm guessing Mr. McGee is anxious to get to work. I'll say goodnight, sir.
Good night. And remember, 12 o'clock sharp for Mr. Bentley's phone call tomorrow night.
I'll be here on the minute.
And I'm coming to see if you're still alive. Lord, I should think that you'd be scared half to death.
Mother, he will be if you keep on like that. Well, good night, sir. And good luck.
Good night. I do not envy you your trip down the mountain on a night like this.
Good night, sir.
Good night, Mrs. Quimby. Keep a sharp lookout for ghosts and hermits.
Oh, Lord, don't remind me, please.
The only one in existence, huh? We'll see.
A log fire. Who in the devil built that? It's 2875 West. Hurry it along, sister. Is that you, Andy? Yes, this is Bland. Yes, Baldpate. Yes, damn near frozen. It's like Napoleon's tomb. Well, I thought you said Mayor Cargan would meet me here. No, I can't stay here all night. I'd go mad. Listen, I'll put the money in the safe, and I'll hand it over to him at 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, there isn't a chance in the world of anything happening. The money is safer here than any spot on earth. I'll make sure to lock the safe as soon as I put the package in. Cargan knows the combination. My advice is to let it lay here for a week. Yes, it's the last place they'll look for it. Besides, how could they get in? My key to Baldpate is the only one in existence. They don't think we take the chance after the other exposure. I tell you, I know best. I'll be back in town by 1 o'clock. I got the president's automobile waiting at the foot of the mountain. Yes. All right? Goodbye.
Good evening. Or perhaps I should say good morning.
Who are you?
I was just about to put that question to you.
What are you doing here?
I rather think I'm the one entitled to an explanation.
Did you follow me up that mountain?
Oh, no, I was actually here an hour ahead of you.
How did you get in?
Through that door.
You lie. There's only one key to that door, and I have it right here in my pocket.
My dear sir, I was laboring under that same impression until just a moment ago. But as your key fits the lock and my key fits the lock, there are evidently 2 keys to Baldpate instead of 1. See?
You mean to tell me that's the key to Baldpate?
Yes. That is why I became so interested in your arrival here. I heard you telephone your friend just now and declared that your key was the only one in existence.
You heard what I said on the phone?
Every word.
You don't think you'll live to tell it, do you?
Have no fear on that score, my friend. I'm not a tattletale, nor do I intend to pry into affairs that do not concern me. I should like your answering me one question, though. Where did you get your key to Baldpate?
None of your damned business. I didn't come here to tell you the story of my life.
Well, you might as well relate that portion of it that has led you to trespassing on a gentleman seeking seclusion.
Trespassing, huh? Who's trespassing, you or I?
My right here is indisputable.
Who gave you that key?
None of your damned business! If I remember rightly, that's the answer you just gave me.
Yeah, you got some nerve talking like that with a gun in front of your face.
Oh, please. That doesn't bother me in the least. While I've never experienced this sort of thing in real life before, I've written so much of this melodramatic stuff and collected such splendid royalties from it all. It rather amuses me to find out that the so-called literary trash is the real thing after all. Why, you may not believe it, old man, but really, I've written you over and over again.
Say, I've killed a man for laughing at me once.
That is my line. I used it in the Lost Limousine. 400,000 copies sold. I'll bet you even read it.
If you do not tell me who you are and what you're doing here, I'll kill you as dead as a doornail. Tell me who you are. Come on. I mean business.
All right. Well, a name doesn't mean so much, so you may call me Mr. Smith.
What are you?
A writer of popular novels.
And what are you doing here?
Trying to win a bet by completing a story of Baldpate in 24 hours. A few more interruptions of this sort, however, and it is plain to be seen I will pay the winner. You can do me a favor, old man, by just leaving me this place to myself for the night. I give you my word that whatever I've seen or heard shall remain absolutely sacred.
You must think I'm some fool to swallow that kind of talk.
Very well. If you don't believe I'm here for the reason, come upstairs into this room behind me. There you will find a typewriter, several pages of manuscript paper scattered about the floor, and a letter from the owner of the inn to the caretaker. It's on the dresser, proving conclusively that all I've said is the truth and nothing but the truth. And there you are.
And you're not in with the police?
No. Although I wish I were if the graft is as good as they say it is.
And you say you have a letter from the owner of the inn?
Yes. Wait there just a minute. I'll get it for you.
Come back here!
What's the matter?
I've been double-crossed before. I'll find it if it's there.
Well, all right. If that's the way you feel about it, why, certainly. You needn't be alarmed. I've never carried a gun in my life.
You keep one in your room, though, huh?
Well, if you think so, sir, search the room.
That's just what I'm going to do. Though I think I should keep an eye on you, though. Go on. Show me the way.
All right. Well, if that's the way you feel about it, you got it.
Wait a minute. I think I should look around in there myself first. Then I'll call you when I've satisfied myself that you're not trying to spring anything.
Very well. If you really don't trust me, go right along. Yes, I'd like to talk to the Ascalon Police Headquarters. That's what I said, Police Headquarters.
Don't shoot. It's all right. I'm harmless.
How did you get through that door?
Unlocked it with a key, of course.
My God!
If you allow me to bring my chaperone inside, I'll explain in a moment who we are and why we're here.
Your chaperone?
Yes. Another perfectly harmless female who has been kind enough to accompany me on this wild adventure. I have your permission?
Say, what the deuce is this all about?
You'll soon know. All right, Mrs. Rhodes.
What is it? What's the matter?
Lock the door! Lock the door!
Tell me, please, what is it?
What frightened you, Mrs. Rhodes? A man.
A man?
What man? I don't know. He appeared at the window above, flourishing a gun, and then he jumped to the ground and started running down the mountainside. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure.
Just a moment.
Is there anything wrong?
I'm beginning to think I am.
Why did you ever come here? It's all right. Don't get excited.
The bird has flown, but he forgot this when he took the jump. You needn't be alarmed. I'm not going to shoot. At least not yet. Now, might I ask why I'm so honored by this midnight visit?
I can explain in a very few words.
That will suit me immensely. My time is valuable. I am losing thousands of dollars, perhaps even through this waste of time. Be as brief as possible, please.
Why do you stare at me so?
Do you believe in love at first sight?
What do you mean?
Well, I've written about it a great many times, but I've never really believed in it before. It's really remarkable. Oh, pardon me. You were just about to explain your presence here.
Well, to begin with,
Will you answer that phone, please? I don't intend to turn my back on anything but a bolted door tonight. If you please.
Certainly. Hello? What's that? Hold the wire, please. I'll see. Did you wish to talk to police headquarters? Police headquarters?
Yes, but no. Just tell them they've made a mistake.
Hello? No. No such call put in from here. Must have been some mistake. That's all right. Then you did call police headquarters.
I did?
Why did you call police headquarters?
Yes, why did you call police headquarters?
You know, this really is the most remarkable lot of happenings. No sooner do I get rid of one bestseller, then along comes another dyed-in-the-wool to be continued in our next. You know, there's really no reason for my saying this, but I do think I would do anything in the world for you.
I don't understand.
But I'm sorry, you were just about to explain your presence here.
Which I fully intend to do, but first I should like to ask you one question.
Proceed.
How did you get in here without the key?
Oh, no. You know, I'm beginning to think this whole thing is a frame-up.
What do you mean?
You have the only key to Baldpate in existence, I suppose?
So I understood.
Well, if it is any news to you, ladies, there are more keys to Baldpate than you will find in a Steinway piano.
Then he lied.
Who lied?
Remember your promise, Mary.
Well,
I can't tell you his name.
well, can you at least tell me your name?
My name is Mary Norton. I do special stories for the Rootin' Star.
In the newspaper game?
That's it. And this lady is Mrs. Rhodes, with whom I live in Rootin', and who is the only other person I'm here to do this story.
What story?
The story of the $5,000 wager you made with a certain someone that you would write a complete novel inside of 24 hours.
Who told you this?
Remember your promise, Mary.
You certainly made many a promise, haven't you, Mary? Well, I would certainly like to know who gave you this information.
I can tell you only that when the wager was made at the 44th Street Club this afternoon, a certain someone dispatched the news to me at once. Believing that I had the only key to Baldpate, I hurried here to let you in, and lo and behold, I find you already at work and as snug and cozy as you would be in a New York apartment. Now that you know my story, I'm going to throw myself on your mercy and ask you to allow us to stay here and get the story. I promise you, we shall not disturb you in the least. Have you any objections?
And you won't tell me who gave you this story?
I can't.
Nor how you got your key.
Remember your promise, Mary.
You know, I wish you hadn't brought her with you.
What?
No offense, Mrs. Rhodes, but let me get this straight. Your idea is to come here and write the story of my 24-hour task.
With your permission.
Well, I'll tell you. Had you put up such a proposition to me, say 30 minutes ago, I should have said emphatically no. But since my experience with the gun-flourishing, window-jumping gentleman, I'm inclined to entertain the idea of a companion or two.
Ask him. No, you ask him. No, you ask him.
Who was the man with the gun?
Why did he jump from the window?
Well, you might as well ask me why he put a package of money in that safe. Or why he telephoned the fact to someone else who was to relay the message to Mayor Cargan.
Mayor Cargan!
What seems to be the trouble?
Mrs. Rhodes is a widow. Mayor Cargan a widower. Perhaps you'll understand why the name startled her when I tell you that Mrs. Rhodes is to become Mrs. Cargan next Sunday morning.
Oh, indeed. Well, congratulations, Mrs. Rhodes, and again, I say I did not mean to offend. I'm not accusing Mayor Cargan of any transaction, dishonest or otherwise. I was simply trying to point out to you ladies that it has been a night of wild occurrences up until now. However, if you care to take the risk, stay here. It won't bother me in the least and may possibly benefit this young lady in her business. Well, I've lost half an hour already, and as every minute means money to me right now, I will have to work quickly to make up for the time that I've lost. Again, I apologize for any mistake I may have made, Mrs. Rhodes.
I can assure you a more honest man than Jim Cargan never lived.
I sincerely trust you're right, for your own sake. I hope the story proves a lie. I wish...
What do you wish?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking of Sunday morning. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, I would kindly offer you ladies my room, but it is the only one cleaned and heated, and we'll have to have some comfort for my kind of work. Good night, ladies.
Good night.
Mary. That's the sweetest name in the world.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
You know, I still wish you hadn't brought her with you. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, you don't believe Jim Cargan guilty of any treachery? Tell me you don't, Mary.
I don't know, Mrs. Rhodes. I told you of the suburban bribe story we got last night, but I certainly hope the name of Cargan is kept clean, for both your sakes.
I can't believe he's crooked. I won't believe it.
But if he is crooked, it's best you should know it now. The fates may have brought us here tonight to protect you. Who knows?
Money hidden in that safe, he said.
Yes, and that dovetails with the suburban bribe story. I came here to do a special. I may get 2 sweeps with the 1 broom. Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? I'd be made.
Great heavens, Mary, look!
What is it?
Ah!
What's the matter down there?
A ghost!
What?
A ghost! A ghost!
I'll bet you $4 that's the man whose wife ran away with a traveling man.
Ah!
Pardon me, sir, but have you any idea just how many keys there are to this flat?
Well, what are these women doing here?
How's that?
I don't like women.
Don't worry, ladies. I know all about him. He's no ordinary ghost. He is in the picture postcard business.
What?
Just a minute, Bosco. If you ladies will kindly step upstairs into that room, I will either kill it or cure it.
What?
See here, that is the second time you've barked at me. So, don't do it again, do you hear? That's it, ladies. Just right upstairs. So, you're the ghost of Baldpate, are you?
How'd you people get in here?
You're not gonna pull that only key in existence speech on me, are you?
What?
You know there are other keys besides yours.
Oh, they're all imitations. Mine's the real key. The old man gave it to me the day before he died.
What old man?
The father of that young scamp who wastes his time around all those New York clubs. You know who I mean.
So then you're not exactly fond of the present owner of Baldpate, are you?
I hate him and all his men friends.
And you don't like women either, you say?
I despise him.
Well, I can understand your wife now. Anything in preference to you, even a traveling man.
Don't mention my wife's name or I'll...
See here, if you make any more bluffs at me, old man, I will take that white sheet away from you and wipe you straight out of the ghost business. Haven't you any better sense than to go about frightening little children this way? Why don't you stick to your own line of work? You're a hermit by trade, if I'm rightly informed.
Yep, I'm a hermit and proud of it.
So then, why don't you cut out all of this ghost stuff and be a regular hermit?
Well, I play the ghost because I like to see the cowards run.
Oh, they're all cowards. Is that it?
Cowards, yes.
And you're a brave man, I suppose.
A caveman is always a brave man.
What is that?
They're shooting again! They're shooting again!
What's happened? Is someone hurt?
Did you hear a woman scream?
Distinctly. And a gunshot.
A woman! A woman! They shoot at her like they shoot at me when I play the ghost. They thought it was the ghost. Thought it was the ghost.
My God, another key!
What?
Shh! It's a woman! Shh! I thought I'd turn on the lights so you could work a little faster. Really, you are the most attractive burglar I've ever seen. That is, if you are a burglar. Are you?
Are you one of the Cargan crowd? Or do you represent the rootin' suburban people?
Oh, no. I'm just an ordinary man trying to win a bet. However, up until now, the odds have been dead against me. Perhaps you'd like to tell me who you are.
I will, if you'll answer me one question.
Oh, sure. I'll answer that one before you even ask it. A friend of mine gave it to me. Of course, you thought you had the only one in existence, but he lied to you. Oh, I have a dandy little key of my own. Oh, there are keys and keys, but I love my little key best of all, see?
I can't understand it at all.
You haven't anything on me. And just about 2 more keys, and I will pack up all my paraphernalia, go back to New York, and never make another bet as long as I live.
Will you please tell me your name?
Well, a name doesn't mean so much, so you may call me Mr. Jones. And yours?
My name is... Listen, My husband is the president of the Ascalon Route and Suburban Railway Company. He has agreed to pay a vast amount of money for a certain city franchise. A franchise the political crowd at Rutan has no power to grant. They're going to cheat him out of this money and use it for campaign funds to fight the opposition party at the next election. If he sues for his money back, they're going to expose him for entering into an agreement he knows nothing short of bribery. The present mayor's at the bottom of it all. I ran to my husband tonight, and I begged him not to enter into this deal. I warned him he was being cheated. He wouldn't believe me, but I know it's true. He is being cheated and will be charged with bribery besides. That's why I risked the mountain on a night like this. I must have been followed, for I was shot at as I reached the top of Baldpate. Oh, I don't know who you are, but you're a man, and you can help me. You will help me, won't you?
Yes. What do you want me to do?
In that safe, there is a package containing $200,000.
$200,000?
That's the amount? It must be there. A man named Bland was to come and deposit it at midnight. Cargan was to follow and find it here.
Cargan, coming here?
So they planned it. Oh, I must have the money before he arrives. You will help me, won't you? Don't you understand? My husband is being treated, tricked, robbed, probably ruined.
But we don't know the combination.
Oh, there must be something we can do. Please, please, for the sake of my children, help me, please. Who are these women? What are they doing here?
Of course, pardon me. Ladies, may I introduce
Please, don't. Will you pardon me for a moment, ladies?
Certainly.
For God's sakes, don't tell him who I am. My husband would kill me if he ever learns I was ever on such an errand.
I understand. You may trust me. I sympathize with you deeply, madam, and I promise you that no one shall take that money away from here tonight unless it be yourself. And I'll get that money out of the safe if I have to blow the thing to smithereens.
You give me your word as a gentleman?
My word as a gentleman.
Thank you.
Ladies, may I introduce a girl schoolmate of mine, Miss Brown, who has become interested enough in my career to find her way to Baldpate to witness my endeavors to break all records as a speedy story writer.
Miss Brown.
Pleased to meet you.
Up until now, I'm almost an hour behind myself. However, I do expect to catch up with myself before the night is over.
Now might I have a word with you? Alone?
Well, I would be delighted. I'd like to be alone with you forever.
Will you pardon me for a moment, please?
Certainly.
Go right in there, Miss Brown, and make yourself quite at home.
Thanks. Awfully.
Who did that woman claim to be?
Well, that's a secret I've promised never to reveal.
But I overheard everything she said.
Then you know.
I know she lied.
She lied?
She claimed to be the wife of Thomas Hayden, president of the Suburban Railway. She lied, I tell you. Why, I've known Mrs. Hayden all my life. Was brought up and went to school with her daughters. Mrs. Hayden is a woman in her 50s. You can see for yourself that she is nothing more than a slip of a girl. There's a mystery here of some kind. Someone's playing a desperate game.
Yes, and it is costing me $5,000. Well, I'll never win the wager tonight. I can see that right now. But what do I care? I've met you.
You're going to give this money to that woman?
Well, not if she lied.
Well, you believe me, don't you?
Believe you? Look, I've written a lot of these Romeo speeches in my novels, but I've never really felt this way before. But here goes. The moment you walked through that door tonight and I laid eyes on you, I made up my mind that you were the one woman in the world for me. Why, there is nothing I wouldn't do for you. Try me.
Very well, I shall. Get me that package of money out of that safe before Cargan comes to steal it. Help me reach Rutan without being molested, and I'll annihilate that graph machine with tomorrow's edition of the Star. With that money to turn over to the proper authorities as proof of the deal, I'll wipe out the streetcar trust and the Cargan crowd with one swing of a pen. And just think, I'll save Mrs. Rhodes from an alliance with a thief. I know Cargan's crooked. Always has been. But I must prove it before she'll break off the engagement. Oh, what a story I'll write. Think of what it'll mean to me and the city of Rooten itself. You will do this for me, won't you? Please, please.
Yes. What do you want me to do?
Can't you think of some way to open that safe?
Well, what are we supposed to do? We don't know the combination, and, well, I haven't any dynamite. But we must have that $200,000.
What was that?
Oh, that was nothing. It was just the wind creeping through the cracks, I fancy. Go upstairs. There's someone hiding in here. Good night, Miss Norton.
Good night.
Get away from that safe! Put up your hands.
Oh, it's you, is it? Come out of there. How did you know the combination to that safe? Who told you there was money in there? Get out of here, you vagabond. What do you mean by breaking into a man's safe in the middle of the night? Put him in the cellar, Max.
Come on, hurry up. Get out.
Get you, Cargan, I hate you!
Oh, get put.
Go on. Get out.
Boy, we weren't any too soon. Another moment and he'd have it sure.
Is it all there?
I'll see. It'd be goodbye to the hermit if he got a hold of a roll like this. 200 $1,000 bills. You seem surprised that I found it here.
What do you mean, surprise?
I'm going to be honest with you, Max. I didn't trust you all day, and I didn't trust you tonight.
What do you mean? You didn't trust me?
I'll be truthful with you. I thought you were going to double-cross me. I thought you were going to beat me to the bankroll through this woman Thornhill.
Myra Thornhill?
Oh, yes, Myra Thornhill. Oh, don't play dumb. You knew she was around. You've had secret meetings with her for the last 48 hours. I know every move you've made. I've had you watched. You worked with her before. You told me so. I had my mind made up to kill you, Max, if this money wasn't here. And that's just what I'm going to do if you ever double-cross me. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
No, you're not. I just put a bullet into that wall. But I'll put one in you if you don't toss that money over here. Come on, I mean business.
Jim Cargan!
What are you doing here?
Max, are you hurt?
No, I'm all right.
Myra Thornhill, eh? So you were trying to cross me, you snake!
I must insist upon orderly conduct, gentlemen. No roughhouse, please. Young man, be good enough to put that gun of yours on that table then. Hurry now. That's it. Now, kindly come over and take this gun out of Mr. Cargan's pocket and place it on that table as well. Thank you very much. Now, Mrs. Rhodes, will you kindly step downstairs and take this key from me? Then ask the streetcar president's wife to step back into that room. Then lock the door when she's on the other side. Thank you very much. Now, Miss Norton, will you kindly step over to that table, take those 2 guns, place them in the hotel safe, then close the safe and turn the combination. Thank you. Now, gentlemen, I must insist that you step upstairs into that room on the end. And Mrs. Rhodes, will you follow them as well and lock the door when they are on the other side? I shan't keep you up there long, gentlemen. I will release you as soon as I have transacted some important business with this young lady here. Oh, go on, lively now, gentlemen, lively. That's it. Now, Mrs. Rhodes, just lock the door and bring the key back down to me. Well, how's my work? Some roundup, huh? I'm very sorry about this for your sake, Mrs. Rhodes.
It's best she should know. Isn't it, dear?
I suppose so, dear. I suppose so.
Well, come on, you've got to work quickly. There's the graft money. Now what?
I've everything planned. I know just what I'm going to do. What's the time?
1:30. But you can't get a train out of Askewan until 5 o'clock.
Oh, we can't wait around at the station for 3 hours, dear.
Try to get a taxi, or whatever sort of conveyance they have in this darn town, but whatever you do, get out of Askewan as quickly as you can.
You leave it to me. I'll find a way. Are you going to stay here?
I'll have to. I want to keep an eye on this group of lady and gentleman bandits until I'm sure you are well on your way. But I will release them as soon as I've gotten word that you're safe and sound in Rudin.
But your word.
Oh, never mind the work. I can lose that wager and be repaid 1,000,000 times over. I've met you. Good night, Mrs. Rhodes, and God bless you both.
Good night.
I wonder if we'll ever meet again.
I live in Rutan. Good night.
Good night. I really wish you hadn't brought her. Crooked politicians, adventurous, safe robbed, and love at first sight. I wanted to get away from melodrama. And still they come.
I beg pardon, sir, but who are you?
I am Mayor Cargan's butler.
Mayor Cargan?
Yes, he is here. Do you wish to see him?
Yes. Tell him that Mr. Hayden of the Rutan Askewan Suburban Railway Company is calling.
Oh, I see. Are you the president of that road, sir?
I most certainly am, sir.
Huh. Your wife is here.
What?
Yes, she's locked in that room right over there.
Are you a crazy man, sir?
That is what the critics say, but I'm beginning to think they're all wrong. Wait there just a minute. I'll go tell the boys are here.
The boys? Sir, the boys? Sir, sir,
Come on down, boys. It's all right. The president is here. That's it, boys. Just right downstairs. I'll follow just a few steps behind. Do you do everything slow in your life?
Hello, Hayden.
What is the meaning of this, Cargan?
I don't know. Ask him.
Who is he?
I don't know, and I don't give a damn. I'm disgusted with the whole works. We're nailed. That's all I know.
No, you don't. You come back in here, Hermie. You better come on and sit with the boys. I'll keep an eye on you, too.
I'd very much like to know the reason for such strange actions, young man.
Your wife will be out in just 1 minute. I'm sure she'll tell you all about it.
Confound it, sir. My wife is home in bed.
That's what you think, but you are not the first fellow to be fooled, you know. Come here, Hermie. You take this key and you unlock the door to the dining room and tell the streetcar president's wife that her husband would like to see her out here right away. That's it, Hermie. And then when you're finished, just toss the key back up to me. Well, we might as well get comfortable. We're liable to have quite a wait.
Well, I'll be running along.
Oh, you better stay a little while, Mr. Hayden. I'd like to have your wife meet you. I don't think she's ever had the chance. Well, here is a novelty at last. A man without a key.
It's Bland. I have his key. I'll let him in.
Don't bother. I have a dandy little key of my own. I will let him in.
What's the matter, boss?
I don't know.
That's him. That's the man I told you about. He locked me in.
Oh, you're back, are you? I thought you jumped out of town.
Did you get it all right?
No, he's got it.
What? Give me that money.
Say I killed a man once for hollering at me. Here we are. Mr. Hayden, although I do think you were getting a shade of the best of it, this young lady claims to be your wife.
What? You claim what?
Go on, haul your head off, Grandpa. It's music to my ears to hear no guy squawk.
What are you going to do with that money?
I haven't got the money.
What?
It's on its way to Rudin. Miss Norton will see that it is placed in safe and proper hands directly when she arrives at the office of the Rudin Daily Star.
The Daily Star? Oh, we're gone! Where did Mrs. Rhodes go?
Out of your life forever, Cargan. She's got your number. Take a seat, Bland. Did you hear me? Sit down. Sit down, Hermie. That's right. Be a good little ghost. Sit down. Sit down, Aiden.
I don't care to sit down, sir.
Did you hear me? Sit down.
Confound it, sir. Do you know that I am the president of the Rudin-Askewan Suburban Railway Company?
I wouldn't care if you were the president of the National League, sir. Now, we are all going to sit here until that phone bell rings and I get word that Miss Norton is safe and sound in Rudin. That may mean 3 hours or it may mean 6 hours, but whatever it is, we are going to sit here and wait. So you might as well get comfortable.
So you tried to cross me, eh? I'm gonna kill you for this.
I think I made a mistake in bringing you up here, boss.
Oh, you're always making mistakes, you damn block-headed fool.
I'm sorry I got you into this, Myra. Myra. I said I'm sorry I got you into this.
Oh, go to hell!
I hope to God you're all sent to prison for life.
Oh, this is going to be a pleasant little evening. I can see that right now. 2 o'clock? Why, it's been 20 minutes already. Say, Hermie, you better put another log on the fire. Well, I think we should start a conversation. Things are getting awfully dull around here.
This is all damned nonsense. Now, I refuse to stay here another minute.
I am very sorry to inconvenience you in this way, Mr. Hayden, but it is necessary that you should stay here to keep us company. So, sit down before I shoot you down. Now, what can we talk about to keep things lively and kill the monotony around here? Oh, I have an idea. Let's all tell each other where we got our keys. What do you all think of the idea? No? Well, I will go first, and then perhaps that'll get the ball rolling and you all want to fess up. I have a letter from the owner of the inn, giving the caretaker instructions to turn his key over to me. That's how I got my key. Next. Big secrets, huh? Well, let's at least see how many keys there are. Well, I had the first key, Bland had the second, Miss Norton had the third, our friend the ghost the fourth, this young lady had the fifth, and if I'm not mistaken, you had the sixth key, Mr. Cargan. So, 6 keys to Baldpate so far, huh? Bland, where did you get your key?
None of your damned business.
I knew you were going to say that. So, 6 keys total?
There are 7 keys to Baldpate.
7? How do you know, Hermie?
The old man told me the day before he died. Mine's the original. All the others are imitations.
7 keys, huh? Bland, really, where did you get yours?
I said none of your damned business.
Yep, I knew you were going to say it. Mr. Cargan, what about you? Perhaps you'd like to shed some light on this key subject. Where did you get your key?
I wouldn't tell you even if my life was at stake.
Well, perhaps the young lady will be good enough to let us know where her key came from.
I have no objection.
Myra, please.
He gave the key to me.
Where did you get a key to Baldpate?
I can't tell you, Mr. Mayor. I've sworn never to tell.
I suppose he also gave you the combination to the safe?
He did.
Myra!
Oh, shut up. You never were anything but a crybaby. You got me into a pretty mess. Do you think I'm going to sit here like a fool and not pay you back when I got the chance to do it? I'll tell you the whole scheme. I was to come here and take off with the package. Cargan was to find it gone. We were to meet tomorrow and divide the money equally.
You rat.
His excuse to Cargan for the disappearance of the money was to accuse Bland of never having put it there.
What? Did you hear that, boss? They were gonna accuse me of stealing the money.
You mark my words, I'm going to kill you for this.
Well, what about you, Cargan? Where did you get your key?
I can explain that. You were to meet here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, am I right?
That's correct. We made an appointment over the phone.
Well, the plan was to steal here in the dead night and take the money. He fully intended to keep his appointment here tomorrow morning, however, and appear just as surprised as you would have been when you found the safe empty and the package gone. In other words, he not only tried to cross you, but Hayden and everyone else connected with the bribe. He not only tried to cross you, but Lou Max tried to double-cross him. If I hadn't been interrupted by our friend here, I would have gotten the money and triple-crossed the whole outfit.
What?
Yes, that was my intention. Scruples are a joke when one's dealing with crooks.
Who's a crook?
Sit down, Cargan.
No. You think I'm going to be staying here, the mayor, and be talked to like this?
Sit down, did you hear me? I am the school teacher here, so sit down. Be a good little mayor.
Why, you're not even clever crooks. You trusted Max, and Max trusted me. A fine chance either one of you had if I ever gotten a hold of that money.
Who is this woman?
I don't know.
Her name is Thornhill. Don't believe a word she says, Hayden. She's a professional blackmailer, pure and simple.
Is this true?
Well, I never heard of a pure and simple blackmailer, did you? As far as my word is concerned, I fancy it would carry as much weight as the word of a crooked politician, or the word of his man Friday, who he's known to be an ex-convict.
What? Sit down, Maxie. It's just getting good.
Fine people you've introduced me to, you lunk-headed idiot.
Well, what are you blaming me for? You wanted to put the deal through, didn't you? You know, after this, you can do your own dirty work. I'm not anxious to get mixed up in a fix like this. You got some nerve to come after me.
How dare you talk to your employer in such a manner?
Oh, sit down, Hayden. I told you not to go through with the deal, that it was wrong. You knew well enough that you're only cheating the city of Rudin out of its rights. I'll tell you what, if this thing ever comes to light, we're all lucky if we don't spend 5 to 6 years in a stone yard. You know, and if it ever comes to a showdown, I'm going to make a clean breast of this whole affair, and I don't care who I send away, as long as I can save myself. You needn't think you could get me in a fix like this and have me keep my mouth shut. Oh, no, sir. I'm going to tell the truth, and I don't care who suffers, as long as I can get away.
One of our best little squealers.
Well, you squealed too, didn't you?
Sure, I'm with you, cutie. I'm gonna scream my head off all over the place.
So you tried to cross me, eh?
Certainly I tried to cross you. Why shouldn't I? You're always around crossing everybody, aren't you? I've stood for your loud talk long enough, Cargan. Now, you shoot any more of that killing stuff at me, and I'll go after you like a wild bear. You're never going to kill anybody. You haven't got the nerve. But I have. And the next bluff you make at me will be your last. It's your fault I'm mixed up in this affair, and the best thing you can do is to get me away clean. Do you understand? Now, you didn't really think he was going to give you the franchise for $200,000, did you, Hayden? Why, that man would have bled you dry for $500,000 before the bill went through, and then hold you up for hush money besides. He's going to rob you, Hayden, and I dare him call me a liar.
Cargan, is it true that you were going to rob me of this money?
Well, if you must know, yes! That's what I was going to do. Rob you! Just what you deserve. You were trying to rob the city, weren't you? You're just as much of a thief as I am. Well, if I'm a crook, you made me so with your rotten money. Big corporations are the cause of corrupt politics in this country, and you're just the kind of a sneak who builds the prisons that are filled with the poor devils that do your dirty work. You're worse than a crook. You're a maker of crooks. And if I go up for this, you'll go with me. I'll get even if I have to lie over a Bible and swear your life away. Rob you? You got a hell of a gall to be yelling about being robbed, you have.
I hope the prison catches fire and you're all burned to a crisp.
You know, my idea was to start a conversation, not a roughhouse.
The woman who took the money, who is she?
A newspaper reporter.
On the Daily Star.
The sheep that has fought me ever since I took office. They got me this time, sure.
How much longer are you going to keep us here?
Well, that is for the telephone to decide. I will release you all as soon as I've gotten word that Miss Norton is safe and sound in Rudin.
Then you're not going to send us over to the police?
Certainly not. Why should I?
Because they're a bunch of crooks. I'd love to be on the jury.
Oh, sit down, Hermie. I need a little target practice, and remember, it is not against the law to kill a ghost.
There's no train to Rudin till 5 o'clock. That means we must stay here till 6, huh?
I'm afraid so. Unless they make it by automobile from Ascuan, it means several hours at best. So, you might as well get comfortable. We're liable to have quite a wait.
Me for my beauty sleep. Good night.
Well, she couldn't have made it as quick as that. It's over an hour by automobile.
Answer that phone, please, Miss Thornhill, and repeat the message to me as you get it. I will tell you what to say if it requires an answer.
Hello? Yes, Baldpate in. Yes, just a moment. Someone wants to talk to you.
Get the name.
Hello, who is this? Oh, yes. Very well. I'll tell him. Miss Norton.
Tell her that it is impossible for me to turn my back long enough to come to the phone, and that you will receive the message and repeat it to me as you get it.
It is impossible for him to turn his back long enough to come to the phone. You're to give me the message, and I am to repeat it to him as I get it. You're talking from the commercial house in Ascalon. You missed the package of money by 5 minutes ago. You either dropped it in the inn or else lost it while hurrying down the mountain. Search the inn thoroughly. Ask him whether or not you should notify the police. You're nearly crazy and don't know which way to turn. Just a moment. Well, what shall I say?
Say to hold the wire.
Hold the wire, please.
The money lost.
Thank God. There goes their evidence.
But who ever heard of losing $200,000?
Can't be done outside of Wall Street. For all we know, she's holding out.
You're a quick thinker, aren't you, Miss Thornhill?
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't think you got that message at all.
Very well. She's on the wire. See for yourself.
Come here, Hermie.
My name's not Henry. My name's Peters.
Well, whatever it is, come here. I know you don't like anybody in this room any better than I do, so I'm going to take a chance on you. You take this gun, and you guard that door until I take this message, and you kill the first man or woman that tries to make a move. Do you understand?
I'd like to kill them all.
Don't shoot unless you have to.
Damn you, Cargan, I've got you at last.
So, you tried to take a shot at me, eh? Put them in the room where they put us and lock the door.
They can make an escape from the window, Cargan. I did it myself.
There's no window in that room. Put them in there.
What is the idea, Cargan?
Oh, go on. I'm the school teacher now. Do as you're told. Get on that phone, Miss Thornhill. Tell her not to notify the police. Say she is to come back here and see what she says.
Hello? Yes. Why? The message is that you are not to notify the police of the loss. Say nothing to anyone, but to return here at once. Yes, that is the message. Goodbye. As quick as she can get here, she says.
All right.
What are you going to do, Cargan?
Never mind. I'm running things now. Get in there.
If you harm that girl, I will get you, if it is the last act of my life.
Well, I've heard that kind of talk in books.
I write those kind of books, but I'm talking real talk now.
Oh, go on. Get in there.
What's the move, Cargan?
We wait for her to get back and see if she's got that money on her.
You don't think she's fool enough to bring it back with her if she's trying to get away with it, do you?
What are you going to do if you find it on her, Cargan?
Keep it, of course.
It's my money.
Our agreement holds true. Your people will get the franchise. Don't worry.
Why, you just openly declared that you were going to rob me of the money.
Oh, I was mad. Wasn't I being accused right and left? I didn't mean a word I said, Hayden.
What do you think, Bland?
Don't ask me. You bawled me out once tonight. That was enough.
I haven't forgotten what you said to me, Mr. Max.
I don't want you to forget it. I want you to remember it all your life. I wouldn't care if you had 6 guns on me. You're nothing but a cheap coward, Cargan. So you tried to double-cross me, huh?
Why, certainly. But who are you?
Why, damn you!
Gentlemen, please!
Oh, be quiet, Hayden. You'll get what you're looking for if you don't.
Just calm down. Calm down, do you hear me? Now, get away from me. Just get away before I knock you down. Now, madam, what do you mean by claiming to be my wife?
Now listen here, old man. You can scare these 3 little boys, but you don't want to annoy me. I got a nasty temper. So get away before I lose it!
What are you doing near that safe? Get away from there!
Oh, you needn't be afraid. I ain't gonna do anything. Only I!
What's the matter, Max? Have you gone crazy?
Oh, now we're in for it. Is she hurt?
Well, I didn't mean it. It was an accident.
Let me out of here! What was that gunshot?
Turn the lights off.
Let me out of here, I say! What was that gunshot about? Dang it, Cargan, come let me out!
You're a damn good shot, Max. You killed her, all right?
Say that.
It can't be possible. It's over. She's gone.
I didn't mean it. I tell you, it was an accident.
You lie.
I saw you take aim!
So did I.
No, don't say that. It isn't so. Before heaven, I swear it was an accident.
Come help me move the body, Cargan.
To where?
Hurry up, come on.
But I'm innocent. I tell you what, I wouldn't harm a fly.
Keep quiet, you damn fool! Do you want the world to hear you?
What was that gunshot about?
It was an accident.
Shut up!
Now see here, Hayden, if there is something going on here, you cannot afford to mix up in it. You are too big a man.
Well, I didn't mean to kill her. I'm not responsible. It was an accident.
Oh, so we have a murder case on our hands. Is that the idea?
I don't know, but whatever it is, we must stay in this together. We must frame a plan and stick to it. Do you understand?
No, I don't understand.
We must claim suicide.
That's it. She killed herself. Well, I'm an eyewitness. She killed herself.
Do you think I would enter into such a dastardly scheme? No. If it is murder, then there is the murderer. Plain and simple. But you're all as guilty as this man. It is murder in the first degree, and I am going to make you pay the penalty.
I'm afraid you're in the wrong here, young fellow. Oh, I'm sorry for you. From the bottom of my heart, I pity you.
She's dead. You killed her, all right?
Better plead insanity, old man. It's the only chance you've got.
Bad business, this carrying guns. Who was the woman? Your wife?
No, gentlemen, you cannot get away with this. It's good melodrama, but it is old stuff. You cannot intimidate me. You work very well together, but it's rough work, and it isn't going to get you anything. Besides, you've forgotten I have a witness in Peters, the hermit.
Oh, get him! Bring him down!
He's gone.
Gone? Where?
He probably found a way out. He knows this place better than we do.
I saw when you took aim. You shot to kill.
I tried to take the gun from your hand, but it was too late.
I didn't witness the shooting myself, but I turned just in time to grab you before you could make an escape.
But you shouldn't have choked her. That was the brutal part of it.
Why, you dog,
Who's there?
The police!
Keep quiet!
Better let him in, Cargan.
I'll unlock the door.
Here, I'll take that key. And I'll take that gun I saw you put in your pocket, too.
What authority have you?
Shut up. I'm Chief Kennedy of Ascalon Falls Police Headquarters. That's my authority.
It's all right, Chief. He's all right.
Where's the lights?
Over there, to your left.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. What are you doing here?
Well, I can explain all that.
That man has a gun on him also.
Who are you?
I will explain who I am at the proper time and place. Better get on your job quick here, Chief. There's something doing. The two of these men have weapons, and two of them also have keys to that front door. I'm telling you this to prevent a getaway.
What are you trying to do? Run the police department?
This is an important case, Chief. Thousands of dollars are involved, and a crime committed besides. I advise you place every man in this room under arrest immediately.
What's this about, Mr. Mayor?
Oh, he's for flushing, Chief. He's stalling for a chance to get away.
Don't be afraid. I got police outside. Nobody will be getting away. Lou Max. Quite the crowd of celebrities. You got a gun? What you doing toting that for? I've come here to investigate, and I got to do my duty.
There's nothing on me.
Who has the other keys? He said there were 2.
That gentleman right there has it.
Hello, Mr. Hayden. Well, come on, somebody start talking. What's the big gathering all about?
Well, he's got a key. Make him give it up.
Come on. Got anything else to say?
I prefer to tell my story in the presence of witnesses. I insist upon the immediate arrest of every man in this room, myself included.
Don't listen to him, Chief. He's a madman.
Well, somebody telephoned police headquarters about 2 hours ago. And when we got on the wire, Central said they hung up. We got a new connection and a woman's voice came through and she said no. It was a mistake. We got to thinking over at headquarters and it didn't listen good. So we looked it up and found that the call came from Baldpate Inn. So I made up my mind to come and investigate. Now when I started up the mountain about 10 minutes ago, the lights were on full blast. And then suddenly, they went out. And there was a pistol shot too. All my men heard the report and agreed it came in this direction. Now, what's it all about?
It was I who called the police headquarters, Chief.
You? The sergeant said it was a woman's voice on the wire.
That was the second time when you called back. I'm the one who called first.
What for?
I do not intend to tell my story until I am under oath. I want everything I say to go on court records. I charge these men with conspiracy and murder.
What's this about, Cargan?
Oh, well, the poor devil's gone mad, I guess. Oh, he shot and killed a woman. He's accused every man here of the crime.
Murder, eh?
Yes, cold-blooded murder.
Who's the woman you shot?
Do not let these men get away with this, Chief. I can prove my innocence. That man right there is the real murderer, and they all know it as well as I do. They are afraid to tell the truth because that man is a squealer, and they know that a confession from him of a scheme to steal the right-of-way of a streetcar franchise in Rudin will send them all to the state penitentiary. I can prove my reason for being here tonight. Ask these men their reason for being here, and let's see what they have to say.
He's been raving like that for the past 10 minutes, Chief.
What's your reason for being here?
I came here to write a book.
You're right. He's a lunatic, sure. Who's the woman that telephoned headquarters?
Miss Norton of the Rudin Star.
The Rudin Star, eh? Was she the woman that was shot?
No. Her name is Thornhill.
Where is she?
In the dining room.
Is there anyone else here besides you people?
Peters was the hermit.
Another crazy man, eh?
But he's disappeared.
Well, he won't get far. I got this place surrounded. I'll look the grounds over before I call for the coroner. He won't be here till 7 or 8 o'clock. You gentlemen will have to sit tight until then. What room is she in?
I'll show you, Chief.
Take my tip. And don't try to run away, young fella. One of my men will blow your head off if you try to.
You needn't be afraid. I'm going to stay right here. And I'm going to make sure these other men do too, until we are all taken into custody.
It's a sad case, Chief.
We're used to that. They generally go out their mind after they shoot. Where is she?
In here, Chief.
I moved the body through the secret passage to the cellar.
What?
I heard them accuse you of the crime. They'll never find the secret passage, and they'll never find the body.
What did you do that for, you damn fool?
What do you make of this, Cargan?
The damn place is haunted.
Well, she must have escaped through the window.
How could a dead woman jump from a window? Besides, the windows were closed.
What are y'all trying to do? Fool me? You know I was born and brought up in New York City, even if I do live in Ascalon Falls.
I can't understand it at all.
She was in that room 10 minutes ago, Chief.
I'll take a solemn oath on that one.
My God, I'm going insane.
Say, what the devil is going on here? If this is some form of joke, I will not tolerate it. Now, come on, what's the answer?
It's no joke, Chief. There was a murder committed here.
Then where's the body?
In the cellar.
What? In the cellar.
If I'm not mistaken, that is where the victim was taken after the murder.
You lie.
You know she was in that room.
You saw us take her there.
Of course he did.
What are you trying to do? Trap me in the cellar?
I tell you, Chief, you will find the body in the cellar. Then you can determine for yourself whether I'm as crazy as these men claim me to be, or whether they have suddenly gone mad themselves.
I'll find out soon enough. If this is some form of joke, you all will land in jail for this. I will not be made the laughingstock of Ascalon Falls. I'll tell you that right now. Hello? Who's this?
Miss Norton.
I'll take that key, please.
Why are the police here?
It's all right.
Who is this woman?
She claims to be a newspaper reporter.
She's a thief. She stole a package of money.
Whose money?
My money.
Well, no, my money.
It's bribe money, Chief.
Where is the money?
The money's been lost.
What? Say, what the hell is going on here?
Where did you lose it?
I don't know. Somewhere between here and Ascalon. I searched every inch of the mountain from the bottom to the top. It's gone, I'm afraid.
Where's Mrs. Rhodes?
She became too hysterical to return. I left her at the commercial house in Ascalon.
How much money was it?
$200,000.
200. Cut the kid and stuff. How much money was it?
That's the exact amount the package contained, Chief. $200,000.
Where did you get this money?
I gave it to her.
Where did you get the money?
From Mayor Cargan.
Where'd you get the money, Cargan?
He took it out of the safe.
How'd you open the safe, Cargan?
I didn't open the safe.
Who did?
Peters, the hermit.
Who put the money in the safe?
Bland, that man right there.
Where'd you get the money to put in the safe?
For Mr. Hayden.
Is this true, Mr. Hayden?
I refuse to answer for fear of incriminating myself.
What do you know about this, Max?
Don't ask me. I don't know. My brain's on fire. I'm going mad.
Huh. Hayden gave the money to Bland. Bland put the money in the safe. Peters took the money out of the safe. Cargan took the money from Peters. This fellow took the money from Cargan and gave it to the newspaper reporter, who lost it on the mountain. Then somebody shoots the woman and the corpse gets up and walks away. And y'all expect me to believe this bum, do you?
What does he mean by saying somebody killed a woman?
Don't worry, it's all right.
No packages of money or dead bodies? Oh, it's you, isn't it, Peters? So this is where you've been hiding. In the cellars of Baldpate? Well, you have a comfy room in the county jail tomorrow.
Damn the police! I hate them!
Guard the outside and question anybody that comes up or down the mountain. You have to step inside here, miss. I got a lot to say to these gentlemen right here, and I'm not particular about my language when I'm on the case. Now go on, step inside.
I don't believe this girl lost the money, Chief.
Well, we'll call the matron in jail and have her come up here. If she's got anything on her, we'll know. Who's the woman that was shot?
Miss Thornhill.
Mrs. Rhodes is the only one that's not here, Chief.
Where is she?
Still at the commercial house. But she's all right.
How do you know? Maybe they're working together.
That's enough, Bland.
I'll call the commercial house and see if she's there. Hello? Give me 35 Central. Ring me when you do. What was her name again?
Mrs. Rhodes.
What's the matter? Who?
That woman! They're in that room! Oh, this is terrible!
What did you do? Put her back in that room?
Isn't that what you wanted me to do?
No, you blithering idiot!
Tell me who did this! How did it happen?
Take it easy. It's all right.
Say, what is going on here? Don't answer that. I'll get it. Is this dump haunted or is the joke on me? I'll find out soon enough. Hello? This is Chief Kennedy. Yes, I called you. Say, listen, Charlie. Was there a woman by the names of Rhodes there? She was? She did. How long ago? I see. She what? She asked you to tend to a package that she left there until she got back? Where is it? Say, listen, Charlie. Call headquarters and have them have a man come down there and bring the package to Baldpate in a rush. Never mind that, and say, listen, Charlie. Call the coroner as well and have him come to the Baldpate Inn as well. This is a case for him. Don't lose any time now. Keep your mouth shut and get to work. She left the hotel a quarter of an hour ago. She left the package in the safe there before she left. Huh. Someone shoots a woman and the corpse gets up and walks away. That's pretty good stuff.
How do you account for this?
She must have stolen the money from me as we were running down the mountain.
They got somebody. Here comes the little bird now that tried to fly away with the coin.
What is the meaning of this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Is there any trace of the money?
Are you going to have these women searched, Chief?
Maybe that won't be necessary. We'll find out soon what she left in the commercial house. No, you don't! Nobody's even here until I get this cleared up and find out who killed that woman.
Killed a woman? What does he mean?
You stole the money from me, didn't you?
I'll never trust another woman as long as I live.
They're no good. They never were.
Shut up! So, what you got to say, missus?
Yes, I did steal the money.
What?
But I did it for you, Jim Cargan. I knew that if the story was ever made public, you would be a ruined man. I knew that the package was the evidence that would convict you. I intended on returning it to Mr. Hayden to try and kill off the bribe and save you from disgrace. I did all this because I thought you cared. And what is my reward? You stand there ready to turn against me, to condemn me. Very well. Now I'll turn on you. Officer, these men have bargained to cheat the city of Rutan. I demand their arrest on the charge of conspiracy.
It's a lie.
It is the truth, Chief, the absolute truth.
What you got to say about this, Cargan?
Nothing. I'm through.
So am I. I can't stand this any longer. I'm going mad. I want you to know the real truth. It was I who killed the woman in that room. I shot her down like a dog. I know I haven't a chance, but I don't want to be sent to the chair. I'll confess. I'll tell the truth. I'll turn state's evidence. Anything. But for God's sake, don't let them kill me.
Shut up! Get over here! Gonna have to put these on, young fella.
There we go. What are we going to do, Cargan?
Well, no less than 10 years, I'm afraid.
Can you ever forgive me?
I didn't understand. I do now.
And you came here to write a book, eh?
That was the original idea.
You know, I don't know whether you people are kidding me or not. They got somebody. What is it now?
A package brought to you by the police messenger. He says it's from the commercial house.
Say, before I open this, if this turns out to be a bunch of cigar coupons, I'm going to smash somebody's head for sure. I will not be made a fool out of even if I'm a small-town cop. Great Scott! It's the real deal. How much you say this was again?
$200,000.
I'll be taking that, please. It belongs to me.
No, it belongs to me.
You better hold on to it, Chief. It's the only real evidence of bribery we've got.
You need to tell me what to do. I know my business. Hello? Give me 13 Central. Hello? Betty? Betty, listen clear. Get some things ready, get the boys together, and take the 5 o'clock train to New York. Once you're there, look up the quickest and fastest railroad to Montreal, Canada. I'll meet you there Thursday. What are we going to do there? We're going to live there. Montreal, Canada. I don't know. How the hell you spell Montreal? Never mind the furniture. We're going to live in a palace. Montreal, Canada. That's all.
What do you think you're going to do?
Well, you heard me, didn't you? I'm going to go live in Canada.
Canada? I hope to God you freeze to death.
You mean you're going to steal that money?
Why shouldn't I from a bunch of crooks like you? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You expect me to let this slip through my hands like this? I'm gonna live one hell of a rest of my life, and I'm gonna send my 2 boys to college.
You don't think we're just gonna stand by and let you get away?
That's exactly what you're gonna do. And my men will keep you here all night until I get a damn good start.
Get the money!
I'll get it! I'll get it! What?
Put it down!
No, you don't, Cargan. That belongs to me.
Don't let them get it, Peters!
Let them try to get it!
No, Peters, put it down! Peters, come on! Come on, Peters, put it
you
down!
get it.
Put it down, Peters!
Peters,
No, Peters, no!
Now watch it burn!
What have you done?
He burnt the money.
A fortune!
Good God!
My men will hunt you down like hounds!
What is that?
A ghost! A real ghost!
Take her away! I didn't mean to kill her! Take her away!
There's a graveyard! Get me out of here!
The 7th key. The 7th key.
The seventh key!
Who are you?
I am the owner of Baldpate Inn. 2 policemen refused to allow me to enter, and I shot them dead.
What? This isn't true. This can't be true. I'm a raving maniac.
I just arrived, Billy, motored from New York. I expected to find you alone. Who are these people? How did they get in here? Have they disturbed you at your work? How is the story getting on?
How is the story getting on? Great heavens, man! To what sort of place did you send me? Nothing but the crooks, murderers, ghosts, policemen, and dead people walking about the halls. Hundreds of thousands of dollars and keys and keys and keys. You win, I lose. 24 hours? Why, I couldn't write a book in 24 years in a place like this. My God, what a night this has been.
We got him!
I'm not going to hold you to the wager, Billy. I just want you to know it's not real.
What is not real?
I'm not a real widow.
I'm not a real politician.
I'm not a real policeman.
This isn't real hair.
I don't really own a railroad.
That wasn't real money that was burnt.
These aren't real handcuffs. See?
I'm not a real dead girl.
Are you real?
Not a real newspaper reporter.
A real girl, I mean.
That's for you to say.
Well, go on. Don't keep me in the dark. Explain. Tell me what it all means.
It means, old boy, that I wanted to prove to you how perfectly improbable and terrible those awful stories you've been writing would seem if such things really and truly happened. I left New York an hour ahead of you today. I got to Reuton at 9 o'clock, went directly to the Empire Theater, told the manager of our bet, framed the whole plan, hired the entire stock company, hired half a dozen autos, shot over to Ascalon after the performance, and we got to the top of the mountain at exactly 12 o'clock. Since then, you know what's happened. I've been watching the proceedings from outside. And if it were not for the fact that I'm nearly half frozen, I'd call it a wonderful night.
You did this to me?
Oh, you're not mad, are you? Of course, if you want to go through with the bet.
No,
why-
thanks. The bet's off. Me for the commercial house until my train is ready to start. Is your real name Mary?
It is.
Well, Mary, the shots in the dark and the chases after fortunes may be all wrong, but will you help me prove to this man that there really is such a thing as love at first sight?
How can I do that?
Well, don't you know?
Well, you don't want me to say it, do you?
Now remember your promise, Mary. Come on in, folks. You're right on time, I see.
We were outside 10 minutes waiting for the clock to strike.
Lord, I didn't think we'd find you alive.
The only difference between me and a real live man is that I'm tired, hungry, and only half dead.
Well, how'd you come out?
Did you finish your book?
Allow me.
What do you think of that, Mother?
Lord, wrote all that in 24
I
hours?
just made it. I just finished up work a couple minutes ago.
Were you disturbed at all?
Never heard a sound.
No ghosts.
Never a ghost, Mrs. Quimby, except those concealed in the manuscript. How are the Askewan hotels? I'd like to get a bath and a bite to eat before the train.
Well, there's the commercial house.
The commercial house? That's interesting. I guessed the name right.
But the missus has got a fine breakfast waiting for you up at our house.
And a warm bed for you to take a nap in. The train don't go till 5.
And the drummers all say the hotel's rotten.
Lord, I'm tired. Me for the breakfast in the feather bed. Some wild and woolly scenes have been enacted in this very room since you left last night, Mrs. Quimby.
Oh, well, what happened?
Well, nothing really. Like I said, just in the story. There's Bentley now. He's pretty near on time.
Shall I talk to him?
Well, of course. That's the idea, isn't it?
Hello, hello. Hello, Mr. Bentley. Yes, sir? About 2 minutes ago, sir. I don't know. I'll have to ask. What's the title of the story?
7 Keys to Baldpate.
7 keys to Baldpate.
7 Keys to Baldpate. He's laughing. He says there's only one. Hello? Wait a minute. I'll ask. Do you want to talk to him?
Oh, no. Well, yes. Just a minute. Hello? Hello, Hal. Yes, I'm going to take that 5,000 from you, old man. Say, some title, isn't it? And believe me, some story. A wild, horrible, terrible melodrama as usual. The stuff you always roast me about. Treated as a joke, however, this time. But say, Hal, you are in the story. Oh, don't worry, I never mentioned your name or anything. But listen, Hal, I'm in the story too. Oh, well, I'm the hero. Say, Hal, this thing is going to sell over 1 million copies. The what? The critics? Why, I don't give a damn what the critics have to say. This is the stuff the public wants, Hal. Oh, sure, I can meet you at the club at 2:30, old man.